I wanted to start off by thanking everyone. We got a lot of comments, a lot of responses from our thread last week. It seemed like the #1 issue that people were dealing with was that they wanted a lot of exercises that they could do if they have limited mobility or injuries. So that's kind of what this video is going to talk about. It seems like a lot of people have issues on where to begin when you haven't been working out for a while and you have a lot of weight that you're trying to lose. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So if you are overweight and you are just starting to work out, your body has no idea what's going on. Do some basic, what we call dynamic stretching. So instead of just statically stretching your hamstrings, you're moving while you do it. And these are just a couple you can do to warm up your body. These are called toe touches, and it will really help to loosen your hamstrings, your quads, everything. So another thing you can do is a knee hugger, like this, where you just pull your knees to your chest. Again, just warming your body up. The last thing you want to do is a side lateral. Just come up, go down, kind of self-explanatory. And there you have your basic dynamic warm-up. We're going to start by training your core. Every exercise you want to repeat about 10 times and do about 2 to 3 sets of the 10 times that you repeat each exercise. So the first thing we're going to do is a crunch. Not a sit-up, but a crunch. And I understand that if you're overweight, it's hard for you to move. So this is going to be something that anyone can do. All you're going to do is put your arms across your chest, and you're going to come up 6 inches off the ground, like this. And then go back down. And you'll really feel it in your upper abs. And as you go down, breathe out all your air. And we're going to do that again. Come up, just 6 inches off the ground. You can tell my shoulder blades are just slightly risen, and go back down. And you're going to keep on repeating this for about 10 reps. Hold it for like 2 seconds when you come up, and then go back down. If you have a lot of belly weight, you're going to use kind of the force of the weight to drive you forward. And so you can just extend from the hip and come up really fast. So it kind of looks like that. And you'll still get a crunch. And you should feel this really deep in your abs because it's pulling on your TVA muscles and your rectus abdominis. Okay. So we're going to do a variation of the exercise. If you have a lot of belly fat right here, and you can't manage to get your shoulders off the ground. So one variation you can do to help you is to put your hands behind your head and crunch up, so you get a little bit more assistance with the way up. So it kind of looks like this. So if you're overweight, the biggest thing is you got to get your body moving, because you're going to have a lot of postural imbalances, a lot of stuff that just hasn't been moving. If you move your body as a functional unit, you'll get faster results because, well, you're incorporating your whole body instead of just one muscle group. And so some good exercises that you could do if you're really overweight is basically a half burpee, and it's really hard at first. So what you're going to do is put your feet across, go down, put your hands in front of you, and jump up, and come up, and that's one. And you're going to do this for 30 seconds. Here, jump, come back up, that's one. And it kind of looks like this. And for fluid motion, you're going to do it five cycles of 30 seconds each. The whole key while you're doing this is to control your breathing, and you don't want to lean forward when you're jumping up. You want to stand straight up. Now, another variation you can do is, if you can't hold yourself right here, you can just get on your knees. And if you have knee problems, you can put a little pad underneath your knees while you're doing it. But it's basically the same thing. Go from here to here, and then jump up. Go and hold it like this. jump up, like that. So the next thing we're gonna do is called a leapfrog. And it's a great way to build your legs, a great way to get your core up and just, again, move your whole body. So what you do is you're gonna start down here with your hands between your legs, and you're just gonna jump up and go back down, okay? If you can't, bend all the way down to the ground, just go halfway and just go down and jump up, okay? Again, and it's gonna be, like we said earlier, it's gonna be hard at first because your body's not used to doing it, but just go as far down as you can, bend over, and back. Not everyone's gonna be able to go all the way down here the first time you do it, so don't worry about that, just go as far down as is comfortable and jump up. You wanna do that, I would say do that about 20 times because you can see I'm kind of out of breath, but you wanna do each cycle 20 times, take about a minute and a half rest and repeat it. The next one we're gonna do is called Superman, and what it is, it's gonna work your whole lower back and the back side of your body because we work the front. So what it is you're just gonna raise up and lift your hands off the ground, go back down, like this. And you'll feel the squeeze on your glutes, your lower back, your abs, everything. So just raise up, go back down. Again, raise up, go back down. And like we've said, if you can't do it, start out slow. If you can just lift your legs up and go back down, that's fine. Start there and just lift your legs up. If you can't lift both legs, do one leg and go back down. And then switch. And then do one arm. Just to get the whole body moving. You just want to activate the body. Eventually, you want to get to the point where you can do 10 reps, hold it for about 5 seconds, and go back down. So that's one. And as you're doing it, just look in front of you, control your breathing, and go back down. So the next thing that you want to do is the side plank. And basically what it is, you're just going to go on your side and hold it like this. And you're going to hold it for about 30 seconds if you can. If you can't hold it for 30 seconds, then break, drink some water, catch your breath, and go again. And just hold it. If you can't get on your feet, what you can do is use one leg to push you off and go like this. And you can still get the contraction in your obliques and go back down. And so what this foot is essentially doing is it's pushing you off the ground. And so ideally you want to get, I would do each one for about 30 seconds, repeat it 5 times each side. So that's a total of 4 minutes. So the biggest thing is, like anything, you just want to get your body moving. And so if you haven't been moving and you've just been sitting all day, just, go walk up and down the stairs like 5 times. Even if you're just going like this for 5 minutes and you're just watching TV, you're still getting your body moving. Another thing that you can do is just walk around at a semi-fast pace. Just back and forth. I say 5 to 10 minutes. And it may feel really stupid because I feel kind of dumb doing this right now, but it's still better than doing nothing. And even if you can't do any of the exercises in the video, and this is all you do for the first 2 to 4 weeks for 20 minutes, it's still better than just doing nothing. So another exercise that you can do is a walking lunge. And it's mainly because a lot of people's weight is stored in their legs and their butt and their hips. So what you want to do is you don't want to go all the way down to here because you blow out your knees when you face this way. What you want to do is just go down as is comfortable to like right there and come back up. The key is when you're doing a lunge, you don't want this front knee to go past that your toe. So you go down, come back up. You can switch and just sit back, make sure your hips are sitting back, and go down and come back up. And if you have problems with the balance issue, like you feel, oh gosh, you can put your hands on your hips and go down, make sure this front knee doesn't go past that toe, and come back. Again, go down, sit back, and come back. So this was kind of the beginner's workout. If you just to get your body moving, like we said, that's the most important thing. More than anything is just to get moving and get the body awake again. Last week, a lot of people said don't be like Tony, and I didn't know who the F that was, but apparently it's Tony Horton from P90X, and so we're gonna look at some of his videos right now. Where is it?
When I was growing up in my family, the biggest stressor, that's the word, was money.
What is he doing? Are you serious right now?
Really?
I did really well. We had great success with that. But our customer base said we want something extreme, we want something, better. So we came up with P90X.
Wasn't this the guy, the villain off of Dexter? Could you make a video about some simple exercises to do in the morning when you wake up? Really, any exercise where you're moving your body is good to do in the morning. So if you do sit-ups, push-ups, burpees, crunches, any of them are good to do in the morning when you first wake up. There's no real wrong exercise you can do. We'll skip the lady bonus question.
You were totally considering it though.
I had no idea. Let me do it too. You're like, Our next question was from a female Redditor. She asked if a 7.5 pound weight was effective and whether or not she should use it. And the answer is yes, it can be if you're just overall trying to get a better level of fitness. If you do more reps, you can get a good workout from it. All right, so we got another question from a Redditor asking, he's 6'1" and 300 pounds, and he wanted to know, he doesn't have any knee problems, so he wanted to know if jumping rope would be harmful. And the answer is, honestly, it depends on your knees, because when you're jumping, and if you're jumping like this, and you're landing every time like this on your knees and just staying locked, then yeah, it's gonna cause a little pain on your knee. But if you're jumping rope, and instead of keeping your knees like locked, you're bending them every time you jump, so as you jump, it's absorbing the shock, then your knees will be fine. Alright, so next week's video, we're going to be all about core if Tony Horton doesn't sue us for insinuating that he looks like the villain of Dexter. So if you have any other questions, comments, feel free, and we'll answer them when we can. And we'll see you next week.